Hello everybody, this is Raw Gaming. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm just going to be doing what my thoughts are, my personal thoughts on Ara History Untold. As you may or may not know, I've been doing quite a number of playthroughs on this game, as I am and have been for a long time a very big Civ fan. I guess strategy, role-play games, city builder games. I've really liked those type of games. So if you are a Civ fan, you like your strategy games or whatever that kind of niche is, there's something about this game that I'm actually quite enjoying. And I know probably at the initial launch it probably wasn't for everyone because we didn't have the national economy updated fully, where you actually had the policies and you could very quickly put all the different products that you could put in to the different buildings straight away. So even with the launch, it was very well polished. I thought it was actually going to be a bit more buggy, like a lot of games are built nowadays. Even though there are a few things, like I guess the UI, even though it's very good, it had, when it first launched, had way too many pop-ups that, and I'm all for pop-ups on information, but it would actually get in the road of you actually trying to do things like grab units. That was probably the only thing that I could find that was actually frustrating me from, I guess, a UI point of view and general gameplay. And I know some players probably came across bugs. I haven't had any issues. I've got a fairly high-end, well, not high end, I guess it's above average rig, so I haven't really had too many issues, and I'm playing on a large map, max civs, and I probably have got to, what was it, just probably the turn of the 20th century in this, and I didn't find any slowdown. Whereas if I played on the civs on max civs and large maps, probably in 2019 when I last played it on my older rig, I had to wait each turn and it would slowly get slower and slower until it got a little bit frustrating. I haven't really experienced that in that game, and I apologize for those players that are having those issues. Now, what do I think about the general AI of the opposition? Clearly I'm playing on the max level, so the start of the game is very difficult. You need a lot of luck. You need things like, I guess, the Republic Eventifier, which I've had it probably in my last two playthroughs. It made it a lot easier. So then you can just reject that, which I'm thinking about my next one, just to make it a bit harder. So the initial challenge is really good, and it's something I've learned, enjoyed trying to, I guess, work out through feedback from the community as to how to get better from the initial start. Because if you don't do well at the start, you'll get rolled over by the AI with their units, because you'll be start off with such disabilities that then they'll have so many more buffs that they will roll over the top of you. So I've really enjoyed that, and on that we have this prestige system that actually, as opposed to just trying to, I guess, blob, which I do anyway, you have this system where you actually get deleted from the map, where if you are below this sort of prestige level, you get removed from the game, and the AI does as well. So that's a huge challenge, not only surviving the AI onslaught, but actually getting enough prestige to continue throughout the game, because it took me a while on the harder level to actually get to that level where I was actually not getting deleted from the game. So I really enjoyed that challenge. And a couple of the other challenges I've enjoyed is things internally. Like, you have so many different things you've got to craft to put into all your different buildings for them to work functionally. Now, you can pay for gold, or you can pay through your resources, but it will get rid of these resources really quickly. So I've really enjoyed that aspect of the game, as opposed to just, I guess, the overall grand strategy of the game. So that's been a massive plus. So I guess it's more like an Anno in that way. It's the only way. It's not like Anno, but it's the only way I can actually explain it. So as you can see, you got like tunics to windows you got to build to grain stores to you have to produce those materials also. Then you've got all these amenities that you produce that give your city buffs, and if you don't have enough food or you don't have enough science, and you have the quality of life. So that's been, I think, a really good take on the game. And I have heard, and I'm probably wrong here, but a lot of the developers in this game come from Civ 4. So it's like as if Civ 4 went in a different direction that didn't make the Civ 5. And I love Civ 5. It's probably, I would have to say it's probably my favorite Civ game. I played way too many hours at once. My wife saw how many hours on my Steam, and she was just horrified as to how much I've played that game. It's a very good game. Now, this is like it went off in a different direction. And is it bad? I think it's actually really good. This is my own personal opinion. It's not going to be for everyone. It's a bit underrated, I think, on the Steam community because it is a bit inaccessible to everyone that probably go from never really played Civ to jumped over to this and or played this and they're going, I don't even know how to create something. This is way too hard to learn. But if you are that Civ fan, you're getting a bit bored of playing Civ 7, we wish, in February, but Civ 6 and Civ 5, this might be something that just gets you to when the new release of the new Civ comes out, because yeah, I will definitely be playing it. And does it compare to the Civs? My personal opinion, I think it's actually there. The only thing that I think it really needs, and I can see they've just released the new 1.1 release, so the devs are definitely hard away, and it's been published by Xbox, is that it's, what was I going to say, the only thing that I can say is that the AI is like the Civ games is a bit dumb. So to give you an idea is, if you've got, say, to give you a military point of view, like I've got my military units here, the US is up here, and they've got 3-to-1 troops against me. They're not against a war with anyone else. They've declared war on me. What I would like to see is that they're mustering their units, and it might be they do it behind the fog of war, so I can't see it happening, or they might just blatantly, and you go, okay, they're about to attack. Like, okay, we've got some big issues, and yeah, then they attack. Like, and it might be because I've done something to annoy them, like I've grabbed some land, or it might have been that I cancelled a trade route with them, all my trade routes with them, or whatever it is, or they've just decided to go to war with me and they're taking the penalties from it. What will happen is that they will hardly attack me. They'll just drip down one troop, then another one, and so I can just easily pick them off. And there are things you can do in Civilization 6 that you can sort of work your way around the AI. It's a hard thing for developers to do. But they have said that they're working on it in the latest video I just watched of the 1.2 patch. So that is coming. So I'll probably be most excited when I see a stronger AI just absolutely roll over the top of me with a huge stack. And they might only leave a couple of the units in a few different cities just in case another AI doesn't attack. So that will be really exciting, because at the moment I should have lost the war hands down against the US, but they attacked me. I end up taking this city off them. This is an old Zimbabwe city that they had, and I actually took it off them. And the reason for that is because they just dripped down units, and then they weren't doing anything, and I was just like, they seem to really just not going to do anything. So I went up there, and they had a city that was pretty much undefended. And I could have maybe have almost taken a second city, but I just ran out of time, and that's probably another conversation for another time. But so that's my only thing that I'm really looking forward to, and this game is really on the right track. So it really scratches my itch for that. Another kind of Civ type game. It's probably one of the best Civ-like games I've played. Probably. I think it's actually one of the better ones, and I played a lot of them, so it's and I'm not saying to buy it because I'd never recommend that to anyone, but you can, I think it's like 2 hours you can try it for, and that's nowhere near enough, but on Steam. And also I see up until, I think it's 2nd of January if you're watching this before, in 2024, 25 it will be, it's on sale at the moment, because one of the things I almost didn't buy it for was because the price tag was quite expensive for me, and everyone's personal situations are different. So some people will see it cheap, other people see it expensive. It was quite expensive for me, but I was just watching people on YouTube play it, and I saw the detail and all the different things you've got to produce just to then produce one. Like, you got to farm these things like mandrake plants. You've got coffee here, you've got fish that we're producing in a butcher's shop, and we get that fish from the ocean, or we have to pay for it in gold. We got wool, we got so many different, this is coats, we got pigs, we got trade goods, there's just so much stuff that you create just to create a city. And yeah, I can understand for some people that's just like, oh, that's just way too much, and I understand that. Like, it's not for everyone. But if you do like the detail, I'm not hugely on super detail, I'm not super on the maths. If you are on that detail, you're going to love this game. So I'm probably somewhere more in between. So yeah, I can't think of anything else at this stage. Oh, you can look it up on the site, but there's things like you can do multiplayer, there's modding support, there's constant updates. It's a good game, and I've found I haven't found any bugs for me personally. So for a brand new, I guess, IP, this is only going to get better, and I was very pleasantly surprised for the price tag. So yeah, that's probably my really quick thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments as to how you felt this game was, and if you were playing it and you stopped playing it, why did you stop playing it? If you're still playing it and you're absolutely loving it, why are you loving it? How do you compare it to other Civ games, and I guess the big one, Civilization, that's coming out? And what else what have you most enjoyed about it? I really enjoyed the prestige system. I thought I was going to hate it because I was like, I don't want to be knocked out of the game. Like, that's just crazy. Like, spend hours just playing and then get knocked out of the game because you didn't have enough prestige. It turns out I loved it because it turned out to be the challenge that I was really enjoying. Other things is like I can't really talk about late games, so I haven't got that far. I know it sounds crazy, but mid game, it's like all like Stellaris and Civilization games. That's going to be a real challenge for the devs to make that interesting. And what I found was things like the food challenge is interesting. So if they can do things like that, where, okay, now you've got these growing populations, how are we going to feed these populations? So you got to make sure that you produce the right trade goods for food or amenities or whatever it is. So you don't, like, you got here, you got I'm building gourmet meats, and crafting accelerators to that is all these different things that you can produce within your civilization. So you might only have 2 of these, like you might have syrup or bread, and so you put that in there, or you might spend gold just to produce it. And everything seems to be quite upgradable as well. And I guess the visuals now is, I love it. Like things, you can just tell that computers are just getting so much more powerful as opposed to the days like Civilization 1. If you go back and play that, you'll be shocked as to how pixelated it is and how basic it was. But I loved that game when I played Civilization 1, and I remember the first time I was seeing it, I was just like, oh, this is like just heaven. But like, you can look at your cities and you can see people going about their daily lives, and you can see people getting eaten by crocodiles and chased by wolves, and working. And as you upgrade your buildings, they upgrade, and as you go through the different science ages, they change depending on what it is. And later on you'll see cars happening and streetlights, and when you first start off, it's the medieval times or antiquities. It's very beautiful. So I can't think of anything really else, but it's been a big thumbs up for me in playing this game. I would recommend, if you're watching this and you're trying to work out whether to buy this, probably watch a couple of more reviews, but this is just my own personal thoughts. It's definitely been, for a Civilization fan, it's definitely one to take a closer look at. But this has been Raw Gaming. I've been doing a couple of playthroughs. Feel free to like and subscribe to get updates when I do more videos on games like these, or more playthroughs on specifically on Ara History Untold. So yeah, Ara, it's good. It's really good. So is it perfect? Definitely not. But are the devs working hard on it? Absolutely. So from what we can see. So thank you very much. And as I said, this has been Raw Gaming, and I hope to see you in the future. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.